pretty amazing. They are the Rotora 4-pot in the front, 2-pot in the rear. They do make a 6-pot in the front and 4-pot in the rear, but I didn't really feel that was necessary, as it was $1,000 more for that. And they also made a 4-pot in the front and 2-pot in the rear, but it had the smaller rotors in the rear. But I wanted the same rotors on all 4 around, but the fronts are slightly bigger. They're like 355 centimeters, millimeters, I think, and then the back is 350. I already have 1,000 miles, just over 1,000 miles on these brakes so far, and they feel very good. The car stops, you know, for sure now. Not to mention, it looks way better. I was never a fan of the small brakes that came on the car stock. I remember when I first bought this car, I asked my dealer, so I have the premium model, right? So which model is it, the GT or the Limited, that has the big brakes? And then I found out that none of them had, and all 4 trims had the same small brakes on it. After having this car in my possession for 15 months, I finally got some real brakes on it. My favorite part about the brakes is a bit weird, but it's about how they squeak when they are cold. So on a cold morning, especially if it's humid, the first couple of times you hit the brakes, the car squeaks a bit. I don't know, that's just me, but I love it. So I went with blue because I feel like red, I mean, as you can see, red is kind of the theme of the engine bay, but outside of the engine bay, everything's all black. I feel like red is a bit overdone. If I would have got Brembos, I feel like I probably would have got red, but to stand out a little bit more and not go with the overused red, I feel like blue was the best choice. The only other option was yellow, and I didn't really like that look at all. But I'm happy with it. And so, by the way, I'm not running any spacers on the wheels. These are the 18 by 9.5 with the 38 offset, and there's still quite a bit of clearance. Clearance was not an issue, so we still have plenty of room. And yeah, even on the rear, it's a bit larger because there's only 2 pistons on the rear. But man, this car looks so much better when the rotor actually fills up the wheel. Because when I first got these wheels, it really made the small brakes stand out and, you know, tell you like how small they really are. But now it just looks way better. Sadly, I finally curbed these wheels. In my last video, or a couple of videos back, I was talking about switching to a 265 tire because there's just a little bit of stretch on these, and I would rather have a bulge on it. And I was trying to get some Outback Steakhouse, and I hit the curb. So I guess it happens to all of us, right? The engine bay does look a bit different, as I have the little red touch-ups right here. Then I got the Perrin strut bar because the nameless strut bar was rubbing against the front mount intercooler piping just ever so slightly. It's still a little bit dinged up, but all this other stuff is from the hood scoop being still open, and I think it rubs on this too. Yeah, it does, you can see it. That's okay though. And I also got the red shroud right here, and the red catch can still doing their job. I did a really bad job of putting the catch can on the PCV side. The CVC side was pretty easy, which is right here. But on this side, I'm surprised that this hasn't blown yet. As you can see, It was a bit hard to get on, so I had to kind of force my way on this one too, but it's been holding up for, you know, the catch can's been on for like 4,000 miles on now, so. And the whole car has 13,800 miles on it, something like that. So just under 14,000 miles in 14 months of having the car. Also open up the rear. I do have my spare wheel. This is my wheel on my winter setup. I think you should always carry a spare wheel. So I'm using one tire from my winter setup, and I also have a Susco strut bar for the rear.